What's up? What's up? Sports Life Talk Nation. This is Sports Life Talk South Dresses and Salted Pretzels. And you have tuned in to Legend. Wait for it. Dairy, episode 47. Legends are forever. And we've got Ms. Buckeye Britt.
What's up?
She and I decided to do matching headbands and bows this evening. And your host for this evening, Mizzel, Paso.
Buenos dias, buenas noches.
And I am your Suitie Steinman. And before we get started here, just like to point out that Katie is back with us this week. Katie,
love you, Katie.
Sorry you missed last week. Hope you tuned in and watched, though. And he said that he's first, even though actually Brittany was first in the comments.
I was. You know, he calls us Charlie's Angels, right?
Yeah. I love it.
I know. I think that's so cute. And he said to call him Bosley. I'm here for it. All right, Bosley.
I've got the phone.
Right.
Charlie.
Hey, Charlie. All right, what are we drinking tonight? You guys know how much I love this. Brought to you by Zivia Kids. Strawberry with Mickey Mouse on it.
And it's the kid version.
It's because they didn't have the adult fruit punch. I think they have it now, but I already had this in my fridge. So
Okay. What's up, Soldier? Good to see you on SC's chat the other night. Hopefully we'll all tune in after this. You know what, Ms. El Paso, you go next. I got a break.
All right. So I have vodka. You can't really see it. What is that? Yeah, it's a vodka, lime juice, and because there's a shortage of Topo Chicos, it's, I don't know, how you call it? Perrier water? Perrier, there you go.
Very French, Perrier. All right, well, guys, I've had a day.
Oh, Lord.
Ooh, I'm drinking.
Banquet. Okay.
The banquet.
That's a day.
I am actually saving the Southern Star beer, our sponsors, for tomorrow for Circle Chair sessions. So I was about ready to break into that, and then I stopped myself and grabbed a banquet out of the fridge. But for those of you that are coming tomorrow evening, you will have Southern Star Brewery beer all night long.
Which is me. We're all going to be together tomorrow. Oh, can we just realize that we're all together tonight? This hasn't happened in like 3 to 4 weeks. That's true. That's true. So we're together.
But Soldier wants to know what happened. Well, Soldier, where do I begin? I was having a lovely day at work, and my text messages started blowing up, and I'm in a meeting, so I'm just kind of like, the phone watch is going off. See these pictures. About 2 hours later, I get to my text messages, and my friend Leslie is like sending all of these pictures of random people. And then there was a text that said, "Oh my gato, she's naked." And so I told work, it's time for me to go home. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a squatter problem.
Wait, what?
We've got a squatter problem next door. Salute, Robert. Glad you could join us. Just telling everyone about my hectic day. So went up to the balcony and, did a little spy shit, as Katie Dammit would call it. And yeah, she was definitely desnuda. Walking around buck-ass naked with a cigarette, talking to herself.
That was me. Oh, that crazy was me. Come on.
She was tan lines this summer. Hey, she was thin and Caucasian.
Okay. Well.
So I call a friend that works for HPD, and I'm like, literally, they've moved in. They've moved into the vacated restaurant next door. What am I supposed to do? Well, she says, and I didn't know this, so now I'm note up on the law here. only the owner of the property can call the police for that type of situation for them to vacate. And then I said, well, she's naked. And I said, so can't I call for public indecency? Like, she's like, oh yeah, absolutely you can, but you have to call the non-emergency line. Guys, make it an emergency. I was waiting for at least 30 minutes cleaning out my garage, because then I had to make sure that Leslie's car could get in the garage, because she's been parking out in the driveway. And I'm like, oh no, that's not going to work anymore.
Right.
And some fine officers finally showed up about 3 hours later. Thank you for showing up, HPD, especially you, the one from New Jersey.
Was he hot? Do we have badge numbers?
He was not bad. Anyway, so they left. I did tell the officers, I'm like, I'm so sorry. She's not naked anymore. So you didn't get to see the vajayjay, and also apologies, I don't have a video of it. And they just started laughing. And I'm like, just ask them to leave at least. So I'm sure they'll be back tonight, but yeah. Anyway, what's up, Cool Kev? We got a water problem at Casa de Elena right next door. So.
And isn't this certain chef's big, huge restaurant that he vacated? Yeah. So
yes, it was Chris Shepard's restaurant 1/5, which was an amazing restaurant, absolutely fantastic. He vacated. Another restaurant was supposed to come in. They realized kind of how shitty the building is and how oddly it's set up, and so they didn't go through with it. So now it's just empty. Yeah. So if anybody needs a place to crash for the night, next door to my house is open.
I hear there's a really hot white chick walking around naked smoking cigarettes. Probably some other things, but
naked. I was like, is she naked? Oh, she is naked. Oh, naked. Let's just say she was so skinny. There were a lot of bits hanging out. So I really at first wasn't sure if she was naked, but yeah, she was totally naked.
Elena, this is when you hone into P Valley. You start making some money off of this. Start charging people to come onto the property.
I've had all kinds of ideas. And of course, Leslie's boyfriend has berated me and shut them down and told me I'm not allowed to do any of that. I'll listen to him today, maybe not tomorrow.
He's no fun.
So when they got there, were they gone or what?
No, they left when the police asked them to, but they had to pack up their shit. Like they had literally moved in.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, I know
that's walking down the street. She could pick up like a whole wardrobe because there's always just random clothes around.
Random clothes everywhere. Sorry, I know this is totally off topic of what we're supposed to be talking about tonight, but I couldn't let you guys, jump on without me telling that story and why I actually don't smell very good right now and I'm drinking a beer.
Well, the rent is too damn high in the city, but let's get ready for fact check against the glass. All right, today's edition is Bill Russell, who unfortunately just passed away this weekend. And off the chat,
I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. Every time you see me laughing, I'm laughing at the chat. So all of Raider Nation's coming over to my house. We're gonna sit and have beers on the balcony.
Yes,
we're gonna watch the fireworks, baby. You might even get a free sex show. You don't know what's gonna happen next door.
I can't. All right. Okay. So Bill Russell unfortunately passed away this weekend. So we are doing the Bill Russell edition. I will start first. Real quick fact check. Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell, everybody knows that they were friends, had a really close relationship off and on the court. They both shared a very interesting fact about the way their families treat each other and the relationship that they had. And what I thought was really cool is, and I don't feel like this NBA culture is what it used to be, but they really said that back in the day it was like family. Like they hated each other on the court, but they were truly family off the court. And I don't really see that now, and it's unfortunate. But he said that Will Chamberlain said that Bill Russell would come over the house and for Thanksgiving, he would eat his food, sleep in his bedroom. Well, not in his bedroom, but in one of the bedrooms. And that the next day he would whip his butt. And he said his mom would tell him, he'd be like, now, Will, you should have fed Bill so well next time. And I thought that was just so cute. I was like, that's what it was about. That's what team, you never knew who you were going to play with the next year. And so I wish that there was some type of, and I can't say this word, camaraderie. Thank you. I wish it was like that. That's my fact check.
What's camaraderie in Spanish? What would be the word for that?
Juntos? I don't know.
Together.
I speak Spanglish.
It's that Spanglish. It's that Southern Texas Spanish. All right, Brittany, what you got?
So mine is that during his 13 years as a professional basketball player, he won the NBA championship every year except his second year and his third to last year. His jersey was number 6, retired by the Celtics, and he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1975. But some of his most impressive accomplishments, 5-time NBA Most Valuable Player, 12-time NBA All-Star, and Sports Illustrated Man of the Year, won an Olympic gold medal. I won't take any more because I'll probably cover Elena's facts. So
you name it, the man did it. Also the first African-American NBA coach. But that was not my fact. I just wanted to add to those accolades there. So Bill, mine's more of a quote than a fact, which is still a fact because he said it. Absolutely. But he said, Bill told the New York Times in 2011, I was an innovator. And he was, because he started blocking shots, even though he had never seen shots blocked before. And his coach told him after he did it the first day, his coach called a timeout and said, no good defensive player takes their feet off the ground.
Wow.
And Bill, what did he do? Started the block shots and was one of the top blockers. I mean, he never scored really a lot of points. I think his average was like 15 points a game. But when you're looking at rebounds and defense, he was ultimate.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he was played with finesse, man. It was a totally different game.
I knew about Bill Russell, but because I knew we were going to talk just a little bit about him, I really did a lot more research and digging on this. And it was really interesting to me that in high school and in college, he wasn't considered to be like the best player. He almost didn't. I mean, the recruiting of going to the University of San Francisco was just barely there. They just saw potential in him. And then he became the person that he was through practice. Almost reminded me of, I can't remember what player, but there was I should have known this, but just reminds me of like a person who just doesn't have the skills and just keeps trying regardless, right? Like you don't just stop because somebody says you're not good. You keep going. And so, yeah, I teared up when I saw that he passed away, and I was like, I'm not even a Celtics fan. I don't even like Boston like that, but yeah, I mean, he was a legend in all kinds of ways.
Well, and he survived in the most racist city in the country at the time. So, and brought the medals to the Boston Celtics. Amazing, amazing feat.
Yeah. All right. Well, RIP to Bill Russell and salute to Bill. Ooh, I'm getting to muscle. Okay, that is okay. Anyways, all right, let's move on to college commits. So just recently, 4-star receiver Adrian Mizz announced his commitment to Florida by carrying out live alligators. So what are your thoughts about these college commits and all these like crazy antics that they're now starting to do just to say, where they're going?
Well, I will tell you, I always love watching the very heartfelt like commitment videos when the family doesn't know and the where he's going to go and the kid just I love actually watching those because these are high school kids, so it's so heartfelt to me to see those reactions, not only their reactions, but their coaches, their parents, their teammates' reactions to where they're going to go to school. But the whole time that I was watching this, I just couldn't help but think, PETA's going to have a heyday with this one.
I mean, they were still surviving, right? I mean, they weren't dead. He wasn't like eating alligator.
PETA's not going to like that. I'm telling you. And
alligator's not that bad, actually, to eat it. It's not that bad.
No, fried alligator is fantastic.
Yeah, it's really not bad.
I mean,
all right. So let me ask you guys a question.
Yep.
If you had to, let's say you were, okay, you know what university you went to now, Ohio State and Missouri State. How would you have announced your commitment to those universities? What would have been your way of doing it?
I would have been butt naked with a cigarette. Maybe even full body paint. I don't know.
Oh my God. That would be so true to you, though. That would be great. I almost want you to do it just to recommit yourself to Ohio State.
It's actually par for the course for a diver because they're always naked. Swimmers are always naked.
I was always naked in college.
Like, that's why, I mean, I'm not saying that, you shouldn't be secure with your body, but I know why, because you were a freaking diver, like, and a swimmer. You were, like, naked all the time.
All the time. All the time. Like, I'm just talking to my teammates and we're just naked in the showers. Like, I mean, whatever.
So, I mean, I guess I could have announced my commitment to Missouri State, but I wasn't a 5-star, 4-star recruit. So
no one gave a shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think that was a thing. Like, we're so old. I don't know that was a thing when we were.
It was. So I went back 1989. Derek Evans committed to Tennessee while drinking wine in a hot tub. There's no video, but there's pictures of him blinged out in his jersey in a hot tub drinking wine.
And you could also do that back in 1989.
Yeah.
I thought that was dope. I was like, okay.
I mean, in 1989, he probably wasn't 21. So you do that now, then you're automatically just going to not be on the team.
That's illegal, but squatting next door to my house is not. So I don't know. I honestly probably would have treated it like a walk-up song, like in baseball, even though I was playing golf. I would have done something like that. I would have done the dance with the kid that we shared on Dresses and Salted Pretzels, doing his walk-up dance for his T-ball.
Oh my God. All his moves from me.
All his moves, pelvic thrusts and all.
I like that. I think that I would do something like okay, so I looked up a whole bunch of different players and what they did. So Isaiah Crowell picked Georgia by holding a puppy. Deontay Anderson skydived and picked Ole Miss over LSU in Texas. Taj Rice did a 2-minute superhero film to commit to Duke. And then the last one that I thought was kind of funny, which is always my favorite, you go back and watch the video, is Landon Collins that committed to Alabama, and he's from New Orleans, and his mom is like super pissed off.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite video. Favorite.
Yes, that is the best. Hey, what's up, KD? I wore my earrings for you tonight, girl. This hair and these earrings are for you. Oh, and I know what our next topic is, but
all right. Well, let's move on.
Are you going to do the bunny hop in that shirt? Let me see.
The bunny hop. All right. So Dwight Howard tried out at the WWE in Nashville last week using his worst impression of Shonuff from Barry Gordy's Last Dragon. So should he really, is this a legitimate job that he should be trying to get, or should he just let it go?
Hey, my vote is for Dwight Howard. I'm voting him in. If there was a WWE island, I'm voting him in. Look, I wasn't a fan of Dwight Howard before, but after watching his audition tape, I am now a fan. So, let's get Dwight on WWE, just like this fly-ass Sports Life Talk t-shirt. Thank you.
Dwight Howard needs to sit down somewhere and take care of his kids. I am so not here for him at WWE. I think everybody always says they have one when they have several. Just, tests haven't been done. I don't know. I think he has more than one. But maybe he just has one. It doesn't matter. I did not appreciate him trying to be shown up. Like shown up is a legend. You got to do it right. And he did not come in right. Like you got to have the hair. You have to have the outfit. You know, and he was like, kiss my Converse. You didn't even have Converse on, bro. Like, how are you going to do a whole tryout session and not try to look like him? He went, you know, he did a better impersonation of Superman during the slam dunk contest than he did trying to try out for WWE. So I'm over it. I'm not here for it. And I hate him too.
So Soldier's got a. Hey, I wasn't a fan. Like I said, I wasn't a fan, but I am now. He's got my vote. Dwight's got my vote. So Soldier just mentioned Kobe. You know that one of his favorite movies is Pitch Perfect because that was Kobe's favorite movie, and Kobe turned him on to Pitch Perfect. I shouldn't say it was his favorite movie, but it was one of his favorites.
Excuse me?
Yeah. I was like, see, you're getting me there, Dwight. Did you see when he threw the nuts though? I was disappointed in that because, back in the day, did a little acting in musicals, and I needed a little bit more from Dwight on that. He kind of effed that one up. But yeah. And I couldn't actually understand what he was saying when he was saying show enough. I had to go back and look at it.
Show enough.
He wasn't speaking clearly. However, so what do you think? I want to ask the people on the chat here. Do you think that like 24 hours before he hopped on a private jet and decided that he was going to go do this in Nashville, or do you think this has been planned for a while?
I think it's been planned because he's serious. He said he's very serious about this.
Yeah, if he doesn't play, then he wants to be a WWE star. But I just wonder, like, at what time in this off season did he decide I'm going to go try out SummerSlam?
While he was sitting on the bench. I don't know. If you know in the chat, let us know because I have no idea. Before we go to Raging Wagers, I want to go into celebrity gossip. I haven't done this in a really long time, and we got a lot. All right. Nichelle Nichols, Star Trek actress, died at 89. Best known for Lieutenant Uhura, who was the fourth in command in Star Trek. And it was very iconic for her. And this was a unfortunate passing for a lot of these legends that are just going quick. And I'm not ready. I mean, they're at that age, but I just wasn't ready. So RIP to her and, condolences to the family. Here we go with Kanye West. Not Kim Kardashian this time, just Kanye West. Yeezy is pissed the F off because Adidas said, we're declaring this Yeezy Day. And he was like, who the hell said we're going to have Yeezy Day? I did not approve this. I am not happy. So now he's throwing a huge tantrum because they came out some slides that look like his slides and he's all pissy. And he has a contract with them until 2026. So we're going to see what's going to happen with this whole Yeezy Day and how this is going to get fixed by Adidas. My suggestion is give me some free shoes and maybe I can go talk to him in, where is it that he lives, in Montana, Utah, Wyoming. I think they've got a I think it's Wyoming, yes. Because when I was in Cheyenne, they definitely mentioned that. Well, give me some shoes. I'll go holler at him.
I'm about to go buy some of those Adidas slides.
I can't. All right. Beyonce dropped her album on Friday, and the Beehive was all over the place trying to tear everybody down who was like, this is garbage, or like, it's garbage. The Beehive was swarming this weekend. So if you had anything to say, do not hashtag Renaissance, do not hashtag Summer Renaissance, do not hashtag Beyonce, because you will get it. Even if you're on the side of I loved it, you're still going to get it from other people who are like, it was garbage. So that was just her album. If you haven't heard it, I think it's fabulous. I really liked it. I like Alien Superstar. It's my favorite song. And the last thing is Chris Brown is the meet and greet king. So if you get a chance to go to his concert, it's definitely worth playing. It's worth playing the meet and greet because he will take any type of picture, picking you up, bending you over, prom picture, getting married picture. Like, you can jump on his back picture. Like, this dude said, I haven't done this in over 7 years. it's time for me to give back to my fans. If they want to take a picture, like however they want to take a picture, I'm down for it. And if I can, I'm doing a meet and greet with Chris Brown, and it's going to be a not suitable for work picture that's going to be taken. That's
Do you think the fake slap and busting you in the face is like maybe tabled for this one? Chris Brown, slap me.
I mean
like,
that's
is that,
what if I paid for it? If I
Chris
paid for
Brown,
it,
give me a black eye. Like, is that controversial? I mean,
Oh God.
go to
well,
jail.
then let's talk about Deshaun Watson's 6-game suspension. Is that enough?
It's not.
It isn't, because he actually now he has paid off the ladies. So that is admitting basically that you did it. There is no proven until guilty. He's settled. He's paid him off.
Yep. All right, we're going now into Raging Wagers. Eric is coming in the chat.
Eric's gonna be like, "Of course you bring me in after the Chris Brown, Deshaun Watson talk."
Hello.
Hi. Okay, before you start, you got a good story about Dwight. Do you want to share it?
Yeah.
I mean, like, how graphic can this go?
I was just naked with a cigarette, so.
Well, basically he got chummy with a working girl in Atlanta who turned out to be a guy, and there's this huge blackmail scandal. So I mean, he was like, yeah, I mean, there's all I've seen pictures I can't unsee. I've seen text messages. So yeah, he's kind of a shady dude.
Oh no,
he's so I mean, I don't know if he thought if he knew it was a dude or not, but
So there's this, I saw some other podcast where there's a guy, I don't know what he does. I don't know if he's a makeup artist or whatever, but has a big NBA clientele list, if you will.
I was in Miami with some dudes that used to play in the NBA, and the stuff I saw that weekend was insane. I mean, I'll just leave it at that.
We're going to have to chit chat about that in person.
Yeah, and Eric was on a yacht in Miami.
I was on a yacht in Miami, way over my head. They had these dress codes for me. I couldn't wear sandals, couldn't wear a hat. One of their personal stylists bought me clothes. I was so effing uncomfortable because I just like shorts and t-shirt. I'm like the most basic person in the world. I was wearing this tight polo, tight pants. It was brutal.
You had your hot pants on?
It was brutal. It was so brutal. I had to lower my standards. They didn't have Miller Lite. I had to have Corona. It was so brutal. It was rough. It was rough in the streets for me.
What's up, SC Experience? Thanks for popping in.
It was so rough in the streets for you to be on the yacht.
Yeah, I'm not I was so over my head, and I don't know. It was just I was eating stuff that was way too fancy for me. I'm a 25-cent wings guy. That's my style. I was there's little petite stuff of food. I was so confused, and then those guys made me walk out. I'll give you guys $5 if you can guess what song they made me walk out to. Everyone got cool, all these cool intro musics, when you're in the groom's party or whatever, when you walk out.
You got Vanilla Ice?
Pretty fly for a white guy.
Amy Grant, baby, baby, baby.
Way better.
I know. So
way better.
I gotta get those guys back. We're supposed to rendezvous, I think, in the winter sometime in Vegas.
Hey, that song is the tits. Love Amy Grant.
Baby.
Good old Amy Grant. But I have 3 bets today. Bet number 1, afternoon baseball. Tomorrow, Phillies and Braves over 7.5. Charlie Morton's on the mound for the Braves. Just pitched versus the Phillies on the 27th. Gave up 5 runs, and the Phillies 7-2 lost that day. Last 4 games, the total has gone over against Philly this year. He's given up 11 runs in 3 games. Hasn't been in good form against them. Zach Wheeler is on the mound for the Phillies. Last 3 games have gone over for him. Last 3 games, he's given up 13 runs. both those pitchers have a lot of street cred with their names of not giving up much runs. But if you look at their past results, they haven't been that good. So I'm going to take the over 7.5 in that. Next play on Thursday, the Hall of Fame game, first game of the NFL season. I'm going to take the first half under. They don't have a line yet. Those games, like the starters don't play. They just try to run the ball and get out of Dodge without getting anyone hurt.
Yeah.
If it's 13, so like I always like make my own little lines. If it's 13, I'll bet it. But if it's like under 12.5, under 12, I won't do it. So it kind of depends on what the line is. But I think it will be at 13 because the game total is at 30.5 right now. So I'll look to take that. My last game tomorrow night, like betting, the biggest thing I learned in betting, it's like the stock market. You want to buy low, sell high. The team that's the highest right now is the San Diego Padres, trading with Juan Soto.
Yeah.
They're playing the Colorado Rockies tomorrow, but Blake Snell is on the mound. Blake Snell is a 6.91 ERA, 14.1 innings, and has given up 12 runs against the Rockies. Padres do have an electric bullpen. So what I'm going to do is, there's no line for this, but I'm going to bet the Rockies to win the first 5 innings of the game. And that will probably be like plus 140, plus 140. So those are my
didn't San Diego get rid of their best starting pitcher? Wasn't that part?
San Diego is absolutely loaded with people. So yeah. I don't know. I mean, they'll lose to probably my Brewers in the first round. So it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I got the Brewers at 35-1 to win it all. So I'll be sitting pretty come November.
I'm going to bet the opposite.
Eric, I got a question for you that I'm going to ask during your podcast that's tonight. And that question is going to be, not knowing what the point system is for a fantasy league, who is the number one person you need to go after and get on your squad? And it's like, you got to have them. If this is going to be your moneymaker, regardless of
that kind of depends if it's a PPR, full point, half point, standard. Like the score.
Well, then I want all 3 answers by 10 o'clock Eastern time.
PPR, probably PPR, Cup, half PPR, or standard Jonathan Taylor.
You were supposed to wait till your podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
All right. So great segue, Ms. El Paso, because of Eric, Dresses and Salted Pretzels and Ms. El Paso have been invited to the Queen's Ransom League for fantasy football. So please send us your DMs on your picks. I will tell you, we are number 8 out of 12
absolutely.
or 11.
That's absolutely that's like the perfect spot to be.
Is it? It really is. Yes, because when it goes back into the second round, you're like the 3rd or 4th person.
Okay, because I thought I was like, that sucks.
No, that's the best.
You guys know I am still in 9th place in my baseball fantasy league, and that's out of 12 people. So I'm gonna give Eric my login and be like, let's do something here. Let's at least get me up to 5th place. All right.
Respectable.
Yeah, this is coming off of, I made the playoffs last year, but this year my team's booty.
How many teams were in it last year? 2?
No, there were like 14 last year.
Okay. All right.
But I was a sneak attack player. I came in at the end.
Okay. I have a question that you can answer. I have a question that I'm going to ask during your, again, podcast at 10 o'clock Eastern time, 9 o'clock Central. What fantasy pro software would be the best one for me to get on to try to like handle my situation if I had to handle it?
But don't answer.
Wait
let me know.
All right. Let's move on to the players' anthem.
Yes, I know you've all been waiting for this. This is the end of our show. And tonight, players' anthem goes out to the naked lady in the parking lot next door to my house.
It's me.
And that is One Week by Bare Naked Ladies. Because Naked Lady, you got 1 week. I'm going to give you 1 week before I come out there myself. All right. And, just whatever. Keep walking around naked. It's fine. It's hot out. It's really hot in Houston. So
it really is. All right.
He's just walking around naked. I'm a little confused.
Oh yeah. I'll fill you in. That was the whole first part of the show. But now we know you don't actually watch our show. You just pop in at 7.
I had it on. I heard you guys talking about Chris Brown, Dwight Howard. Like, I have a dog who's a bigger asshole than me. I had to put in his room. Like, You know,
I love it. I love it though. You just pulled on yourself. No, I'm kidding. All right. Everyone, please follow Dresses and Salted Pretzels on Instagram, Sports Life Talk on Instagram, eToff21 Sports on Instagram, Mizz El Paso. Don't forget Mizz El Paso. Don't try to hit up Brittany, Mizz El Paso, and I's private accounts because they're private for a reason.
You guys get hit up? I don't.
Huh?
I don't know because I don't ever read my
You guys get
messages.
people who slide in your DMs? I get nobody who slides in my DMs. Other than Eric telling me like, did you finally bet on what I told you to bet? And I'm like, I think I got like $3 back.
All right, there you go. Comments, chatters, audience, you have free reign to slide into Ms. El Paso's DMs.
Okay, I didn't tell that.
But if you slide into mine, I'm not responding. I'm just not reading them.
I will have to log in and respond for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, like, chat with us every week at 7 p.m. Central. We've got Eric tonight at 9 p.m. Central, and then tomorrow, Sports Life Talk at 8 p.m. Central on YouTube. Hit us up, baby.
Adios.